Hello, welcome to another episode of the ReEvolve Media Revolution podcast. My name is Jordan Lewis, and in the grand scheme of things, I am absolutely no one. One in a billion, in fact, one actually in the immeasurable infinity of all time. But today I am the voice that is not only in your ear, but gets to direct at least a few of your thoughts as we interview another Canadian hip hop artist. Today's episode features Josh Maitre. It is a powerful statement to say that I am directing your thoughts, but at least I am being honest about it. We don't often think about the material we consume, nor are we directed to, so I'm going to make a very valid point in saying you who is hearing this are currently consuming what it is that I wish for you to deliberate on. And by deliberate, I mean that consciously and intentionally you are thinking about what it is that I am saying and relating it to what you know. That relation to what you know is why, even though I am saying the same thing to every listener, not every listener is hearing the same thing. Some may hear poppycock, while others hear balderdash. To some, this may trigger a series of life changes. To others, it may trigger a burning and seething rage. I don't want to cause a range of unintended reactions, but to be perfectly understood is absolutely impossible these days. One of my personal goals in life is that for any action I commit, no suffering is caused as a result. This is a difficult goal because it doesn't just involve me, it involves everyone that's capable of hearing it. Now, just as each one of our podcast intros before it, this one is inspired by the interviewed artist. Josh Maitre reminds me of a younger brother vibe, in a way that I want the world to be good to him, even though I know in truth it's a dangerous place. But he also reminds me of myself when I was younger. Now, I won't go into too many details on that part, but I feel like we should all be able to resonate with our younger selves once in a while, even as far as you can remember. Yeah, little Jordan was a pretty good dude. Thanks for that reminder, Josh, among the many other great things in this interview. What is up, everybody? I am here with Josh Maitre. He is from Vancouver. He's a singer and a rapper. What is up, Josh?
Dude, not much. I'm just waiting out school right now. Which actually, I go to school to Douglas, right? So I'm doing
Oh,
the
sick.
the music technology program there. So we're almost done that.
Damn, dude, that's sick. So you took is that a 4-year or a 2-year program?
It's just 2 years, so I'm already in my second year. So we only have one more semester left, and then school's gone for me. I'm completely done.
That's crazy, dude. Oh, so you're probably in finals right now.
Oh yeah, well better believe it.
Oh, bro, thanks for taking this time, man.
No problem. A lot of exams.
Yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. But I think that's super cool. I love it when people's hustles match. You know what I mean? Because this is directly related to your music.
Oh yeah, no, I know. And it's not just one of those programs you can take anytime. Like you have to go through a whole audition and you have to do a couple exams just to get in. So I mean, they don't just accept the average Joe.
Interesting, man. That's crazy. I've got it here that you're originally from Maple Ridge as well. Is that where you were born?
Yeah, no, I was born in Winnipeg.
You're born in Winnipeg. Okay.
Yeah, but after I was one, my parents we moved back to Vancouver because that's where my parents are from, and now I live in Maple Ridge for the last 10 years. I've been here.
Oh, dope. Okay. How long were they in Winnipeg for? Your parents?
2-3 years.
Okay, just a quick stop by, probably for work, eh?
Yeah, they had a little business going when they were there.
Dope. Are either of your parents musically inclined, or is that just for you?
Also, basically, so my dad and my mom can both sing really well, and
Sweet.
my dad can play piano, guitar, saxophone, trumpet, pretty much every instrument. So he's
Holy
one of those
crap.
guys. He can just pick it up and play it.
So that's more or less where you got it from. Did they ever do it professionally?
No, in fact, I'm not sure. I mean, I know on my mom's side, the whole family is pretty musically inclined. I would say that's where I got more of my musical ability. But still, having two parents who can sing, it really helps a lot. I've really that's obviously where I got it.
Yeah, no doubt, man. That's
But none of
awesome.
them did it professionally. No.
So were you from like a very young age pretty set on that I'm gonna be a performer?
You know, the thing is that ever since I was really, really young, 3, 4, 5, I haven't been a shy person. So I mean, I haven't. I've always been I always like to perform in front of everybody.
For sure.
But the dream that I have now, the path I'm on right now, that didn't click in my head. It didn't actually hit me until I was in late grade 10, but I wasn't even really serious about it until grade 12. That's when I really solidified. That's when I applied to the program that I'm in, and that's when it really started.
Interesting. What was the plan before that?
Dude, I think I wanted to be like an astronomer, but
An
then
astronomer. That's
but
hilarious.
the funny part was that I had to take physics 11, so I took it in summer school and I absolutely hated it. So I dropped out of summer school
Oh,
physics, and
bro.
then that was the end of that dream for me. And then at that point, I didn't really know, but I was in grade 10, so it wasn't like a huge rush. But yeah,
That's so funny, man. So you had this original dream. Were you pretty like you were dead set on being an astronomer? Like you had like dreams of it from young days?
yeah, I'm not gonna, not gonna lie. That was a pretty big interest of mine, but I
Damn,
didn't
dude. And then
understand the work.
you just said fuck physics and then moved on with life?
Yeah, you could say that.
That's hilarious, bro.
That's
Well,
it was
let's
kind of
what's that?
it's just kind of it was kind of embarrassing at the time, but now I look back at it and I just laugh because I'm grateful that it actually turned out that way.
Oh, 100%, dude, meant to be.
Oh, absolutely.
So this is roughly kind of 2015, 2016 then we're talking about, right?
Yeah, 2016, 2015. Yeah, that's when I really like thought about it.
Interesting. And then I see in 2016 that's when you dropped your first YouTube track titled This Feeling.
Oh, of course. Yeah, this feeling that was my first track that I ever released. I recorded it on a really old, slow laptop that I used to have, and I didn't have a proper mic, so I recorded it with a Logitech headset. And so that's why the vocals. But you know what? For a first song, I actually got a lot of support for that one. But funny thing is that I used a copyrighted beat, and
Oh
so
no.
not too long ago, I looked at my channel and I got a copyright strike from the original beat producer. But it's okay.
What?
No ads for me. It's okay.
Just that one strike, but it's your YouTube
Mhm.
channel. You do use it a decent amount. Are you planning on using YouTube a little bit more, or what are your feelings with YouTube in general? I guess since you have that one strike.
Well, the strike doesn't really matter to me. It's kind of irrelevant.
For sure, for sure.
For YouTube, my plans are I have two music videos. I have one done and one in the works still with one of
Yeah,
the local music video producers here. And so definitely going to be uploading that to YouTube, as well as I have some more content coming out for my new album pertaining to late nights. So yeah, and we're gonna my team. I have a little team kind of made with me. So the whole thing is that we have a little marketing plan for YouTube alone,
nice.
And Google Ads as well.
For your brand specifically, or
Yeah, I mean the album is a collaboration with me and my friend Brock,
for sure.
but it's my debut album. Yeah.
Dope, dude. Okay, well, we'll get to there. Let's go back to 2016. This feeling. Who are your main kind of inspirations prior to releasing music yourself that you could say you've put into this track?
The funniest thing is that back then I didn't really listen to any rap music. I was not a fan. I wasn't a fan of hip hop really. I just the reason
Really?
yeah, the way I learned how to rap, the way I didn't even know I could rap until I was 13, 14. Because
Yeah.
what happened is I heard Rap God by Eminem and I heard that fast part, right? And so
Yeah.
I sat down in front of my computer for about an hour straight and I memorized the lyrics. I watched the lyric video that people made and I tried to memorize it and I got it down in an hour. So I was able, and I didn't know I was able to do that.
That's hilarious.
So that was the moment where I said, "Oh wow, like I actually know I can rap at this point and fast." And that's after that, that's when because you know when you can rap fast, it's one thing, but if you don't have a rap voice, like a signature rap sound, then it's kind of irrelevant. So since then, I've been working on my cadences, my tone of voice, all the little bits and bobs that you have to put together to create a rap sound that's unique.
For sure. And I think it's important to kind of extrapolate on that in that or expand on that in that like rappers don't just rap. It's not just like like you're saying there's some complexities to it. There's different elements that different artists do and can do and will do
Yeah,
that if you
it goes below surface.
notice and point them out, it goes below the surface. Yeah, or
Yeah.
entirely over people's heads. It's crazy.
Yeah, and once you are a musician or you're a recording artist, like I've been able to notice small differences between artists. Similar things happen between other artists, yeah, but there's a lot of things that make a certain artist unique, whether it be a singing style, they have a flow, like a lot of rappers have a signature flow that you could notice from a mile away from a car, someone passing by, you'd know,
For
oh,
sure.
that's a Polo G song, that's a DaBaby song,
Yeah, you don't even
and
have
that's kind
to
of what I'm
actually hear the
working
lyrics. You
towards.
just gotta hear
Yeah, it's the
the
rhythm,
rhythm
the
of their
flow, the feel,
yeah.
the vibe, the tone of voice, the
You know what
aggression in
that's
their voice.
It's funny because, like, that makes me more understand why it's so common that people are saying everybody sounds the same these days, is because
Yeah,
it's true. They do have a lot of the same flows and rhythms in that respect, and the little details that we're talking about, which you practice and you pay attention to, they don't practice or pay attention to.
yeah, it's true. There's a lot of I would say music industry is so over condensed. It's oversaturated, and a lot of it lies in a lot of artists wanting to be the same as their favorite artist. And I get that, but once you do that, you kind of market yourself as a like a Walmart version of them, if that makes sense.
I think I do understand it. It's you're just kind of like a production line based on them.
Yeah, like you're almost trying to emulate and do. It almost sounds like people doing covers at some point. Because
Yeah.
a lot of hip hop now is I like the melodic stuff, but a lot of it does sound the same, and that's why I'm trying to get my own sound out of it in a way that I don't want to do the same flows. I come up with my own flows. I come up with my own singing style, and trust me, I have a lot more coming out that I have
Oh,
planned. So it's I'm
dude,
excited. I got so many songs to come out. Yeah.
bro, I'm excited too. And it's not to say you haven't put out an incredible amount of content.
Oh, over the years, yeah. But I mean, the only stuff. The thing is that once you witness your own progression, the old stuff, it just becomes almost cringeworthy to you.
You think
So,
so?
I
Cringe is
mean,
the word.
I would say the stuff that I have maybe on SoundCloud, I don't, I wouldn't release it now. But back in the time when I made it, that was like the best stuff that I had out. So I mean, of course, with the progression, you're going to you're going to raise yourself to a higher standard. But over the years, over those couple years that I've been really like getting into music, my sound has completely transformed, and I used to be completely different with my music, and now I would say a lot more mainstream, but still I have my own unique sound already, I would say.
Dude, that's a dope way to put it, and that's really interesting as well. So, when would you say it was a specific, like, track that you released, or, like, was there, like, an event that happened, or what made you realize that you're like, "Holy crap, I've leveled up. I need to and that old stuff, it isn't really where I'm at all."
I would say the song that really did it for me was my song "If I Ever Lose You" that me and my friend Brock Hendricks did. We recorded
Yeah,
that one at school,
so earlier
and
this year, right?
yeah, and that was the one that really I felt like it transcended my sound. And after I released Late Nights, I even took some of the old stuff off of there because we've just begun to really promote the album with the playlisting and all this and marketing, and we've just really begun to push it. And so I want people to see the most premium stuff that I've put out when they go onto my discography and they go onto my page. I want them to see only the best stuff, and the old stuff I don't feel like it was terrible, but the sound quality, the loudness, just the music that I used to make is not the same anymore. But it's a good thing in that way. It's become better. It's progressed past what because I made a little. My songs were a lot simpler before, but almost to a point where they just weren't there yet. So I just made sure that I had all the best premium songs that I had out are the only ones available that people can look on my discography once they discover me as a new artist.
That's dope, man, that's very interesting, and then the rest of the tracks are sort of for the fans or whoever digs?
Yeah, and I'm going to be doing a couple releases for my fans of some old versions of songs on late nights. I have a couple demo versions. In fact, some of those songs changed drastically. The vibe's completely different, but I'm going to be releasing them as a bonus little EP, a bonus release for a couple of my
When does
songs.
that happen?
That yeah, you get a completely different vibe and a different feel. And
Interesting.
it's funny because one of the things that I have these friends Gabriel and Brock, and one of the things is that they produce the album with me, right? So what would
Yeah.
happen is I would make a beat myself, and I'm gonna say now I'm getting a lot better, but before my beat production skills were not there. And so I would send them the vocal file with the beat, but they would redo the beat
Oh,
to fit
hey.
the vocal, and that's just a new trick that they do, and it really does pay off.
That's so cool. That's a really interesting way to tackle creation.
Yeah, really opens your eyes up and your ears even.
That's wild. I do want to still trail through some of your older stuff, even though you resonate more with the newer things, though.
Right.
Let's do it. But we will touch more on the rock and all the different people that you're working with today. But yeah, let's go back again. We're still in 2016. I was gonna say that I know you said you weren't too much into hip hop, I guess, for that first track, but even for singing, do you have any favorite like singers? Just because like I picked up a vibe, and maybe I'm just feeling this way because I heard a song by this artist earlier today.
Back then I listened to a lot of One Republic, a lot of Adam Levine, a lot of Headley, a lot of more pop style. And I didn't.
Awesome.
The only thing is that I didn't really know anything about music production. I don't really know how to play piano very well. And so when I make music, that's why I would rip the beat off of someone else. Not rip it off, but I would use it. I wouldn't even. I would usually put the link in the description and stuff. But I wanted to make songs like those artists,
For sure.
and it was just more of a pop feel that I was going for back then.
Dope. Okay, first thing that I heard for some reason, and maybe I don't know, it's because the voice is kind of similar, but it sounded a bit like a Sam Smith vibe to your
Oh,
singing
Sam
voice.
Smith. Yeah, I do like Sam Smith. I liked him since he really blew up.
Yo. Okay, well,
Yeah.
and then you put that track out, and then you put, and you're saying you weren't too into hip hop, and then your next track release that I can see here is one titled Hard Rap.
Yeah, it's so funny. That's such a white boy thing to say. Hard rap.
Hard rap. It's so funny that you say it's a white boy thing to say because some of your early content just has that vibe to it.
Yeah, it does. It
Which
really
I think
does.
it's charming, dude. It literally shows where you come from, and you saying that you didn't really vibe with hip hop too much at the time. It kind of like makes sense.
I would say it's mostly because of the values I share are not really shared amongst the majority of hip hop artists these days.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah, because back then, I mean, I will say I was more innocent than I am now, so I didn't really resonate with any of the messages in most hip hop songs. But nowadays,
for sure,
I understand the hip hop industry to a much higher degree than I did back then, and so
for sure.
that's why when I rapped, it sounded so, I guess you could say, innocent. It sounded so. I mean, I like that you said charming. I definitely accept that one.
I
'Cause-
think what I was gonna say is like where you're saying you understand the industry a bit more now. I guess maybe you were taking it just for like face value back in the day or four
yeah,
years ago, as it is. Yeah.
didn't really look into it much.
Yeah, even in the, caption though for this, track, "Hard Rap," you say, "The only thing hard about this track is the beat." And I was like, in
Because
my
it's
mind, I'm
another
like,
ripped off beat.
"Yo." So you're like, if people hate on this track, just don't hate on the beat, bro.
Yeah, I have to tell them I didn't make this beat, even though the beat's pretty cool. It's just compressed really bad because of YouTube.
Oh, yeah, YouTube. It's funny how, different, depending on what you're uploading to, some things filter it through different whatever compressors or equalizers or, what is it, limiters, shit like that.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then in 2017, man, I know this is still the earlier days, but and honestly, dude, in your track, the feeling like I was digging your singing voice. Like you had that Sam Smith vibe. What is your
Thank you, bro.
history with what is your history singing before that? Is it just like kind of in the family or
Yeah, it's in the
just
family.
practice at home
I was I was a youth group worship team leader at my church, so
in church?
I
Yeah.
sang lead, and also I took singing lessons in grade 12. But I've always been singing my entire life because I've been able to sing since 4 or 5 years old and hold a tune easy. It's just because of my genetics, I would guess at this point, because of the history of singers and my dad and my mom being good singers, and
Awesome.
a lot of the music we listen to as a family is old school, talking Beatles, Elvis, Elton John, that kind of
Oh
thing.
yeah. Those tracks that you just vibe to entirely and you can sing the whole thing start to finish.
Yeah, seriously, I
That's
love the
awesome.
old styles.
And dude, I'm sure you had a bunch of family parties where everyone's jamming out too, since you've got all that talent in the family.
Oh man, Christmases, we'd have 30 people come over and we'd play an Elvis Christmas tape. Yeah.
and just while out.
Yeah, to the gospel music. Absolutely.
Yes, bro, that's so dope. Well, we're about hitting our 20-minute mark here, so we're just gonna take that quick break I told you about.
Sounds good, bro.
All right, dope, homie. We are gonna listen to a track by Josh Mader and his boy Brock Hendricks. This one is titled Hesitate. Enjoy.
Letting go of everything that don't matter to me, cause I'm stuck in a place I never wanted to be. Losing hope is not a worry for me. I've got faith, keep me afloat when I hesitate. Letting go of everything that don't matter to me, cause I'm stuck in a place I never wanted to be. Losing hope is not a worry for me. I've got faith, keep me afloat when I hesitate. Oh, when I hesitate, when I hesitate. Oh, when I hesitate, when I hesitate. Every time that I feel like I'm sinking, I stop myself like, what are you thinking? Cause I got goals to achieve and I can't just live with that dream in the blinking. Sticking to the script is the best way to break into the sea, showing up the waves I've been making. Helping myself to advice I've been taking, waiting on the money, gotta show my patience, yeah. I can never make a stand before I get the upper hand. They make a fuss about you till you blow up, grow up, build a brand. I can never listen to the things that they've been saying, cause they hating on a kid, yeah, my music's what they're playing. Here's my 2 cents, I'ma make a dent in the industry like I'm heaven sent. I'm the man of the hour right now, make amends with me, cause I'm on the rampage. Everybody didn't mean to end up on my page. Now they bumping other tunes in the whiz with the lyrical raps, old school like MySpace. I don't wanna buy fame, bet you see a star when you're looking at my face. I seem outraged, really I'm my right, the game don't stagnate. Me and my team, we don't really wanna part ways. I don't wanna deflate, only wanna rock the mic. I just wanna go fast, revving up the motorbike. I just wanna make it to my dreams and my real life. I just wanna show up to the party with a win vibe. Yeah, hi everyone, remember me? Yeah, I'm the guy from your high school, wanted to rap. When I mentioned that, you just point and laugh, talk behind my back, never knowing that I heard that. I'ma turn it all into multiple plaques. I can tell that you thought I was garbage. Now you hear me and say, damn, he got hard hits. Used to be a target, now restarted. I realized just how important my heart is. Letting go of everything that don't matter to me, cause I'm stuck in a place I never wanted to be. Losing hope is not a worry for me. I've got faith, keep me afloat when I hesitate.
What is good, everybody? I am back with Josh Mader. How you feeling, bro?
Dude, I'm feeling great. How you doing?
Oh, I'm feeling real good. So we're again gonna go back to, I think we're in 2017 now with your history in music. And
Yeah.
on SoundCloud, I found something called JJC, which I determined
Oh
to be a hip
my
hop
gosh.
group, a hip hop group that you were part of. And there's only one song titled Intro, and I don't know if you're gonna hate me for even bringing this up. I don't know how you feel about it. If you're like, if
Dude,
that was an oh my gosh of like excitement.
dude, I won't hate on you. That's a funny story.
Let's hear
That
it.
song that song so my two best friends in grade 10, 11 were their names were Josh and Cameron. So like my best friend, one of my best friends, I have like two best friends, but one of them his name's Josh too.
Yeah.
And and so him and my friend Cameron too, they came to my house one time, and this is when I first started getting into music production and recording raps and singing and all this. So I kind of started a trend. Everyone who came to my house wanted to record. So when my friends would
Oh,
come over,
sick.
we'd want to record a song, no matter how stupid or goofy it was. We just want to record.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but for this one, uh, I think it was for a project for school
You were
that I
submitting
needed to
it.
do, and it was about art. So I had to
Yeah.
submit this I had this to show this for my class, and it was a funny song. We wanted to we tried making our own beat, but I didn't have a proper DAW at the time, so so we went on YouTube and we liked the Drake beat. So we took the Drake beat, we wrote our own lyrics to it. JJC stands for Josh, Josh, and Cameron.
Yeah.
And once we wrote those lyrics, I mean, we did the song for fun as well as for school, and it kind of went viral in my school a little bit.
It's titled Intro, and you guys probably wanted to do more, right?
Yeah, it just
Did you do more?
I had a couple other songs with my friend Cameron that I had released on iTunes and Spotify and all that for a little bit. I did have a little bit, but that stuff is very behind me and very beneath the level of sound quality that I even want now. I just like the rhythms and everything changed, but with
For sure.
JJC, that was a fun song. We had a that lasted a long time when everyone would bring it up and some
Really?
and so yeah, because in that song, uh, the intros for all of us say, "Oh my Josh," it's just to be funny, and then
Yeah. Oh,
my
dude,
friend,
the whole song's funny.
yeah, when my friend Cameron, he said, "Damn, it's Cam." Like that's how people greeted him in high school until grad and past that even.
Yo, damn, it's Cam. That's hilarious. Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
bros.
Honestly, it's the bars are funny, and it just sounds like you guys are having fun. Even like down to the end where you're like, you don't want to mess with me and me.
Yeah,
I was
such a
laughing my ass off.
dude. It's a very white sounding rap, but in a way it's yeah, I can see what you mean by charming. It's just it's innocent.
It's
It's just
innocent.
it's just fun.
You know exactly. You know it's just boys being boys.
Yeah, exactly. When you're with the boys, nothing else matters.
Exactly. And so that's where there's a gap in my research here. There's no 2018 information, but that's probably when you were kicking it with JJC and doing all that stuff that you're now saying is behind you, right?
Very
You
much so. I
probably
had a whole
erased the
album.
trails of it.
Yeah, I put out a whole album, but it just I can't listen. I couldn't even listen to it after a while because it just became
Cringe
so.
is the word.
It just became. Yeah, I could say cringe. You could say cringe. That's what I would describe it. Honestly, if I'm being as honest as I can. I would say I would just cringe.
But not like funny and like just sounding like fun like that first one. It's completely on
No,
the
I mean
darker side of.
I was actually really trying. Like I really believed in
Oh,
this
you're
music back
serious.
then, but now
I see.
but now it's just not even close. It's not even close.
Gotcha. So it was like the same vibe of that intro track, but like with someone actually thinking they're going to be top of the charts.
Yeah, it was mostly just projects with myself. I only had a couple features from my friend Cameron, and then other than that,
Yeah.
I had never had a single feature on a track with me until Brock and my friend Nate, which I make a lot of songs with my friend Nate. He goes by Young Sambito,
Young
and
Sambito.
we have a ton of stuff together. We have a lot of stuff that's going to be releasing soon, and we had this one song that we released like a month ago, Control. We got it played on the radio,
No way.
and it
How'd you get
has like
that?
just it's just a local radio station, but you gotta I just have a connection at this point. Yeah,
Oh, dude, that's dope. And is that a connection you made through school?
and that's just one of the things that builds up as you go on. You just gain more connections, and production and everything becomes so much easier because it
Oh,
just
for
falls
sure.
onto your lap a little more.
No doubt, no doubt.
Yeah.
Well, earlier we were talking about your like vast scape of tracks that in 2019, like you released. If I'm just trying to quick count here, it looks like 20-ish tracks.
Yep. Yeah.
Holy crap, dude! How the hell do you grind out that much music? Is that stuff that you put together in 2018, or like how
That's
fast can you even put together a track? Is the real question.
how fast
Yeah,
how fast can I make a track?
from start to finish.
Well, I mean, school
And
has.
I don't mean the. Sorry, you go first.
Oh, I was just gonna say, school that I'm in now has really bolstered my ability, my workflow. So I can make a song now from start to finish. Give me 5 hours.
Dude.
It won't be completely finished, but get a
But it,
pretty good idea. Yeah, a
yeah,
demo track,
the entire
5 hours.
concept will be there. That's
Yeah,
sick,
so
dude.
back then as
let's-
well,
let's,
though.
let's-
Back then.
Yeah, dude, I don't doubt it. So let's talk about some of that content from 2019 actually real quick before we get into some of your newer stuff as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the first things I found from 2019 was, and I brought it up earlier thinking it was your audition for your school, but the audition for Ridge Meadows. You did
Got Talent.
is
yeah.
it a talent show? Got
Yeah.
Talent. Yeah, it's you did a I Believe I Can Fly vid.
Yeah.
You sang it.
That was a
How'd
that
that talent show go?
I got third place. I got
Oh,
third
dude, that's
place.
sick.
But I mean, I'm not trying to be like rude, but this little girl won. She's a good singer and all. I agree she's a good singer.
Yes.
But I got the like an actual standing ovation and she didn't. So I really kind of was salty, even though it was a little girl, so I wasn't gonna complain. But now I have a platform to complain, so Yeah. I should have won. I did an original song too, and I should have won. I rapped. No one expected me to rap.
For
I should,
sure.
but
That's dope.
dude, I'm gonna be
What was
salty
the
about it.
audience like there?
Moms and dads
How
of
many?
everybody. Probably like 250,
Oh,
300
dude,
people.
that's still sick. Yeah,
It
that's
was in a
crazy.
it was in this nice public park in the downtown Maple Ridge area.
And was that one
Big
of your first?
gazebo.
Was that one of your first times performing like outside of your groups that you're talking about before?
That was, yeah, no, that was the first time. That was not the first time I ever performed because I had singing recitals before, not like
Yeah,
big
yeah.
crowds. But then the one big performance I did was I sang "I Believe I Can Fly" for my grad ceremony, and that was about 1,000, a little bit more than 1,000 people.
How was that, dude? That must
Dude,
have been
that
surreal.
honestly, I thought it was going to be nerve wracking at first, but once you get on the stage and I just feel comfortable, you got to think about, well, if I want to perform in front of a stadium of 15, 20, 30,000 people, 1,000 people can't bother me. And so that kind of brought me through it, honestly. And that made it go really well, actually. I didn't even feel nervous when I was up there.
That's cool, man. Did you love it?
No, dude, that's one of the things that really it jump started. It actually helped me quite a bit. It kind of was a catalyst in my dream. It made me want to perform in front of larger crowds at that point.
That's dope, dude. And so did someone put you on or did you put yourself up for it?
For singing,
For that singing, I believe I can fly for the grad thing. Did someone just be like, "Hey, yo,
oh
Josh, you can sing. Would you want to do this?" Or were you like pursued for
oh,
it?
it was they put an ad out because my grad class they needed singers. So me and my friend Cameron, uh we both auditioned, and he got to sing "Oh Canada," and he has a perfect low deep voice for "Oh Canada." And then there was another girl that sang "The Climb" by Miley Cyrus, and she was really good. But then basically all they did was they held auditions, and I expected more people to show up, but only three showed up, and there were three spots. So, but
Oh
all
my
three of us
god.
could sing. But
Yeah.
it wasn't someone coming up to me. I wish it was, but back then
Yeah.
I didn't have as much support for my music as I would have liked. But that's just because of the looking back. It's not because of anything except my own sound quality and my lyrics and all that. It's just my music has changed. I'll tell you that.
Interesting. That's still pretty cool though, because I was gonna say we never had any performers for or any performances for my grad, but then like you guys only had three people show up. That's interesting as well.
Yeah, I mean it was great though.
Oh,
Performance.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah, it just
It's
feels
a
it
it's a
felt
sick
it felt great.
opportunity.
Oh, absolutely. It was just it's not even a huge bragging right as much as it is just experience, and you
Oh,
get a
for
vibe of,
sure.
you kind of get a feeling and a little taste. You're like dipping your toes in the water a little bit.
Oh, totally. And then if you're ever like wondering, like a lot of people right now are wondering what it's like to perform in front of that many people. And then if you're ever wondering what it's like, you just get to tap back into that memory.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And
And then, sorry, you first, bro.
you can go ahead. Don't worry.
Okay. Uh, your next track there, or sorry, your first track that I could find from 2019, it's called "Not the Same Old Me," and that's
Oh
when
yes.
you actually started getting some like solid production going in your tracks, and that's not saying anything bad about anything before. And plus, I guess I couldn't really find much before, but as far as I could find, that's when your production stepped up.
Yeah, I got a new mic and a new interface, and that was when I first got that was one of the first tracks I ever produced because I just when I got my MacBook, because I got my MacBook in grade 12,
Yeah.
late grade 12. I got my MacBook, so that's when I really started using it, and I got a new mic and all that. So yeah, not the same old me. I like that song a lot. I actually want to redo that one. I should remake it because the lyrics and everything work pretty good, pretty
So this is
catchy.
a full Josh Mader production, top to bottom.
Yeah, yeah. Back then, if I did it now, it would have been 10 times better. But that just comes with experience, and that was after I watched a bunch of YouTube videos, and I was using GarageBand. I didn't even have Logic Pro yet, so
Oh damn, yeah, that's sick, man. I want to pick apart one of the lines you're saying, and it's actually influenced some of the conversation we've had on and off the record here. But you say, "Done with the day, not done with the Lord, using His grace to help me while I record."
yeah,
Let's talk about.
absolutely.
I want to talk about your relationship with God and relationship with like being religious because we were talking about this off the mic. This was off the record, I think.
Yeah, it
Our
was. Yeah.
conversations are kind of yeah. you were talking about how your style, the things that you want to pursue, or how hip hop, I guess in general, it's not kind of really in line with, I guess, what the conversation, the context of what we're talking right now. So let's talk
Right.
about your relationship with religion, man.
Dude, as much as I would like to say I completely live it out, I'm not perfect. So, but I would say, I my lyrics are the most influenced part of my music when it comes to my faith. My faith is the key to everything. Every lyric that I write, I make sure I do have some brag songs, but the thing is that the Bible teaches, you're not supposed to treat women poorly or talk about them poorly, like how a lot of rap songs these days. I mean, I'd never call women, the B word or anything, and I won't talk about money, and I don't swear in my music. I wouldn't curse someone's name. I wouldn't. This is a little. This might be a little far for some people, but I wouldn't even make a diss track on someone because it's not what God would want me to do on a track. And if I can influence people through my music without being too direct, then that's honestly one of the best things I can do.
Dude, that's interesting. One thing that my mind goes to is that essentially your music will not really display or promote any of the deadly sins.
Oh yeah, the seven deadly. Nope, I wouldn't. I mean, I have a song. I have a song that's gonna come out soon. It's called "Too Much Pride." So if
Ooh,
that's kind of relevant to that.
that's mad relevant. Yeah. So
Yeah.
is too much pride like because you're saying the inspiration is for a lot of your music is derived from your faith. So is
Oh
that
yeah.
kind of in the same thing?
That was about. That was because I was kind of like a time where I had a girlfriend at the time and kind of messing up a little bit, So I just the way that I love to uh, to reconcile and the way that I like to display my emotions. I'm not an introvert at all, but I really like doing it through the form of song, which is very it makes sense for me. But that was a song that I wrote for a specific reason, as well as it fits with my character as well. Like I don't want to. I'll never have pride in how much money I have, even if I have a lot. I'll never have pride in having a big house or a fancy car. Like, and the messages in that song are more. It's more of a romantic song, and when it comes out, it'll all come together.
For sure, man. I feel that. And it's cool that you say that you were going through some relationship stuff at that time as well, because your next track signifies that as well. And I'll breeze through it since we are I don't want to press our time too much, but you put out Not the Same Old Me, what you're saying is like that, someone to hold on to, forget that, gotta be strong. I'm feeling like these four are that release from that relationship, right?
Oh, actually, that's a completely separate relationship.
No way.
Yeah, I had
You're saying forget that is different?
forget
Even
that.
because
Forget that was after the that was a track that I kind of regret, which is why I take it down.
really
Yeah,
interesting.
but I made that one as a response to my first girlfriend. But yeah, that was a silly thing. I shouldn't have done it, which is but I had it up there, and that was why that's actually why I was up there. That was
Are
how
you
I
saying you
wrote the
shouldn't
song.
have done it because it buried the relationship?
No, it was after. It was after it was done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why are you saying you shouldn't have done it then?
Oh, I just because it's kind of a diss, and it's not really my character.
It's
It's not really my character now. So I kind of
it's
made
a
it out of the feeling that I
fair.
had in the moment, instead of like thinking about it long term and then discussing if I should have done it or not. But
I
it's just
see what
fun. It
you're
is
saying.
funny. That's about as
As mean.
aggressive as I'd ever get, and it wasn't even an aggressive song.
Yeah, it's not even. Yeah, not.
Yeah,
I didn't pick up any aggression. I felt the personal heartbreak through it, but
yeah,
that's about it. That's too funny, man. And let's breeze through your through 2019 since we are running on time here. You released a project called 2001, which
right,
I've come to know is your birth year.
right.
What was
I
that
never.
project to you? Because this is your first 5 track or tied together project, right?
Yeah, I never actually released that one to streaming platforms. I more left it on YouTube because I didn't really I had it going, and I had the tracks all set up, but I didn't really believe in it enough. That was around the time that I started working on the songs with Brock. So If I Ever Lose You, Quarantined, Viola, and the song I Don't Mind, which I produced myself. And
Those are your
that's
2020 tracks.
yeah, but I started some of those ones in 2019. That was around the time when
Okay, yeah.
2001 kind of finished, but I left it up on YouTube because it's just more of a thing for my fans to see. instead of a canon release for me.
For sure, and in it being titled 2001, this is kind of like your, and it seems like, especially because it's shortly after this that you're saying, you've discovered your sound and now this is the person you wanna be identified with. Is it fair to say that 2001 is kind of like your, it's like from birth up until that 2019 point where you're, like, fully finding your sound, it's like kind of like a summary of that?
Honestly, yeah, it kind of embodied the kind of lyrics, the kind of messages I wanted to say, the kind of person I was at the time. And I wouldn't say I'm super different, but but I'm not the same person I was even in 2019. So uh, my music has changed as well as the messages and the lyrics and just the vibe that I want to go for. And so back then, I keep that up on my YouTube because of the progression and because of the production that went into it as well. Because that was at the time that was next level for my own production.
For sure. Damn, dude. Well, let's go on to another 2020 release of yours, actually. Or sorry, we're now in 2020.
Almost
Antisocial.
done.
And almost, well, kind of not really, dude. If you still have released a mad amount of tracks this year, not as much as in 2019, or I don't even know. Maybe there's some stuff that I wasn't able to find. But let's talk about your
Right.
first music video that I can see you've done here, Antisocial Summertime,
Oh,
Self Shot. The
yeah, self
self-shot
shot.
music video. How's going into that? What was your mind frame where you're like, all right, I need to get a music video out where it's fucking, or sorry for cussing, bro, but
No, it's
there's a
okay, dude.
pandemic going on.
No problem.
I'll edit it out in post.
That's okay, dude. You don't have to do that.
But yeah, so self-shot, man. What is your mentality going into that?
Okay, so Antisocial Summertime was a song about the COVID lockdown. And I didn't want to make it a cringe song about, oh, this is, we're in lockdown, la la la. No,
Yeah,
so I made
everybody's
it
gonna do
more,
that. Yeah.
it's got more of a darker vibe. If you, but beyond beneath the surface, it's more of a darker song. And so it's basically, I wrote it about, this is when we first got into a lockdown about April, May time. So that's when I wrote it. And I knew right off the bat when I started making the song, oh, got to make a music video for this. But I didn't really have a budget back then because I was out of a job. And so I decided, okay, well, I'm going to film this myself. And I used my dad's camera because my phone camera at the time, I had this old, terrible, slow LG phone with a
Yeah.
garbage camera. I couldn't use it. So I told my dad, okay, we have this little tripod. Actually, no, it was a standing tripod. It was pretty tall. We had the little tripod. We had his phone. So that's what I decided. Okay, so my dad agreed to help me film the video. And luckily for me, the vibe of the song in my head, the image that I get right away is forest. I'm by
Yeah.
myself. I'm
Nature.
by
Yeah.
myself, secluded with just nature. So I live in a beautiful neighborhood up in a mountain basically. And so I'm surrounded by trees. I have this big rock with forest on it. Like two blocks from me, another 2 blocks from me, I got a full forest to go into
LA.
with trails and everything. So
That's so
lucky,
cool.
so nice for me. I didn't even have to go out. I just walking distance, walking to both sides. So we decided we were going to film it. So we filmed it in the forest. And I mean, it's not top notch production, but I honestly feel like it's innocent and it fits the vibe of the song pretty good. And also,
Oh,
a funny story was we were on that rock I was talking about with the forest on it, and we heard some. This was I think it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We were almost done filming on the rock, and then we heard a bunch of rustling in the bushes, and we look over, and there's a big brown bear. So we had to get off that rock right away.
oh shit.
Yeah, dude, we live in that kind of country though.
Did you have bear mace with you?
Nope, not even a bear
You?
bell. Just had
Oh,
to. We actually
bro.
had to like run, and it's a steep incline right there. So,
That's fucking hilarious, bro. I'm glad you survived it.
oh, me too. Believe me.
Because then we got we are pushing into overtime here, but I do want to talk about the people that you're working with in this project that you put out in 2020. Because yeah, after your Antisocial Summertime, you put out Late Nights album with Brock Hendricks. You've got New King on there. You've got
Yeah.
Lomax.
Yep.
Tell me about that, bro.
So I go to school with Brock Hendricks, and I go to school with Lomax Gabriel. They're in my class, and it's only a class of. It started out as 26, now it's more like 22 people, but it's a very condensed class, and so everyone gets to know each other very well. So since they're trap producers and I make hip hop music, we decided Brock and I decided we were going to collab on the album. So he produced it. Gabriel Lomax helped co-produce it. And then through Gabriel, I met New King. And so New King he's kind of like a big brother figure to me actually at this point. And so we did a couple songs because our styles kind of match up and they complement each other really well. And
I've
so
seen that, yeah.
And some of those songs we banged out in like 4 hours. Dial Me Down, Like Ooh, and Up. We did that in a 4 or 5 hours. And we do this in the middle of the night. I would go to Gabriel's house with Brock and sometimes New King, James. We'd go there and it would be like 4 a.m. and we'd record in his little house.
Damn,
and yeah,
dude,
that
that's
album,
so dope.
Late Nights signifies how much work. It's just a phrase that puts together how much work and how hard we worked, and the production, how we'd stay up late at night, and all the work that went into that was very exhausting at times, but it came together, and it had a lot of revisions. I had a lot of songs that were supposed to be on there, didn't make the cut. We decided we're going to release some as singles, but it came together perfectly. We got the order right, and yeah, it came together, and we were super happy once we had uploaded it. It was done. It took so long. I announced the album back in like April, and it was done and uploaded in September.
That's crazy.
Or no, actually October. It was October 13th. That's when it uploaded.
Dude, that's so wild. You guys did an amazing job on it. And I can see like the talent behind it is incredible. I can definitely see the direction that you and your team there, everybody you're working with is going. It's so killer. But
thank you.
We are getting to the end here, and we do have to sign off pretty shortly. Is there anything that you want to say to end the podcast with?
I just want to say you've been a great host, and thank you for having me on there.
Thank you.
Yeah, I did not expect to win that contest. I really didn't. I just saw it it just showed up on my phone. I was like, yo, let's go.
Yeah, I actually forgot that. I didn't even mention that at all. Yeah, dude. The funny thing about that is like we had a couple hundred entries, but one of the qualifications was to follow us on Facebook, and only like 20 something people were following us on Facebook. So
yeah,
it was
dude, I saw that right away. I was
pretty
like,
tight roster.
I gotta go. I followed you right away.
That's hilarious, dude. And I think that goes to speak for what's going on in the industry, or like with because the industry is mad saturated. There's a lot of people kind of gunning for the same opportunities, but they don't read the print. They just kind of fire at everything.
Dude, I don't even use Facebook for anything.
Me either, dude. That's why I'm trying to see if we should buff up the platform. That's why I was trying to get followers on it. But like people don't use Facebook. I don't even know if we should keep pursuing that avenue. But
it's just moms, man. It's just moms.
Exactly. That's Facebook has such a huge user base, but it is just moms.
Yeah, like the entire world's population of moms on there, and they all got like 2 accounts.
Man. All right. Well, dude, I appreciate this entire conversation. Thank you for actually entering the contest how it was meant to be.
Yeah, bro. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. It was fun.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. It's been badass. I'm excited to connect with you in the future as well. But
absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate your time. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Have a nice day, man.
Take care, brother. Thank you, everyone, for tuning into this episode of the podcast featuring Josh Maitre. If you want to learn a little bit more about him and connect on his socials, go to www.reevolvemedia.com/Josh Maitre. That's JOSHMAITRE. And we are going to listen to another track by him. This one is titled Up, and it features New King. As always, enjoy and take care.
All my friends ask me when this coming out. I would tell you, but I can't give away cloud, man. It's like I got my head up in the clouds, don't know when I'm coming down, got me straight to the ground, yeah. Upper echelon, that's the mode I've been in. Can I keep the fakes close, they will pretend. Nothing feels real like a simulation. Life will treat you right if you show it patience. When I'm high in life, I feel so amazing. It all feels like a celebration. Flipping it up, ripping it up, yeah, I'm going crazy. On the mic every day, you know it's my baby. Please stop, I don't need nobody here to save me. Young boy working with the brothers on the daily. I got some things to prove when they're bringing it up. Look like Rock Hendrix, can you pull it up? Going up, going up, going up, up, baby, going up. Girl, you gotta put it up, put it up, put it up, baby, put it up, whoa, yeah. Don't know if you want it, but I can't do these things no more. Jump on it, I'm trying to can I make it to? What's the reason? Hard work will get you far, I perceive it. And if that dream don't come, then leave it. I'm in the zone when I'm trying to bring it home. I'll never go till I'm making my own. I never worry cause I'm never alone. Cause I'ma boot up my failure prone. Make the engine roar and the wheels spin quickly. That's what I'ma do to get into the big leagues. Hail Mary, Drew Brees, say no to loose sleep. That's a recipe, I'ma bring it to the home team. Trying to make a change if everything is broken. I never know what to do in the moment. It's a bandwagon, don't know if you want it. I can't do it for you, no, jump on it. I'm trying to make a change cause I wanna prevail. And they just wanna help me but I don't know what I feel. It's a bandwagon, don't know if you want it. But I won't do it for you, no, jump on it.
You know I'm going up, going up, going up, up, baby, going up. Girl, you gotta put it up, put it up, put it up, up, baby, put it up, whoa, yeah.
Don't know if you want it, but I can't do these things no more. Jump on it, I'm trying to make a change cause I wanna be.
Yeah, I'm top tier, should've seen me last year. Style that I pioneered, never thought I'd be here. Woman trying to be with me, same ones ain't believing me. Now my DMs flooded, then I treat them like a charity. I stay barely riding in a hole, but then I ain't had a cash for it. The labels want the platform. Yeah, I got the hits for them. Through so many stages, you would think that I was torn. They annoying, they want no response. So you know I just ignore them. What they want, see I'm more than my girl is always foreign. Act like your house is a mortgage, I ain't making it. But I made a couple checks and I had to reinvest. Taking $1 million deals with my team, yeah, we next. This is chess, how I'm moving, never settling for less. Success, what I'm choosing, I chose to be with the best. Some people, they wrote me off, this is how I get my
Girl, you know I'm
revenge.
going up, going up, going up, up, baby, going up. Girl, you gotta put it up, put it up, put it up, up, baby, put it up, whoa, yeah.
Don't know if you want it, but I can't do these things no more. Jump on it, I'm trying to make a change cause I wanna
Going
be.
up, going up, going up, up, baby, going up. Girl, you gotta put it up, put it up, put it up, up, baby,